Whether it's making images pop, changing the background of your presentation with a click of a button, matching words to your background seamlessly, or matching your presentation slides together to form one cohesive slide. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to do all of this right inside of Canva. The first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to show you exactly how I made that leopard picture. So the first thing I'm going to do is I can type in frames, and you'll see all these different kinds of frames. But I'm going to pick the frame. I know I want a leopard, so I'm going to look up the jungle. And the first thing I need to do is make a background. So I'm just going to pick one of these photos. You can even do a video, but I'm going to pick a photo. I like, honestly, these first two do it for me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set the image as the background. You can put the background as anything you want, but I figure since it's a leopard, you might as well set the scene. I'm going to look up a picture of the leopard. Now I want one that is kind of roaring like this so that it stands out. This is the picture that I used. So I'm just going to drag it into the frame. Now I can readjust this. I can make it bigger, but I can't make it any smaller because it's fitting the frame. So what I could do is if this didn't work, or if the picture you have isn't quite in frame, I could always click on the picture and then adjust it to my frame the way that I want to, right? I can make it smaller, I can crop it out. I can even remove the background if I really wanted to, and then just change the background to whatever I wanted. Now it is already popping out, but what I can do is I can adjust it even more. I can click auto adjust, that usually works pretty well. If I wanted to, I could always adjust it manually even more to get it perfect. Now to put this on top, I want to match the background of the tiger to some of the background of, right, to make this pop out even more so, make this stand out even more. Okay, but that's pretty good as it is. The next technique I'm going to show you is how to change the color palette of any design that you have. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to come over here to design, and this was the one that I used before, but let's say I am making a business proposal. Let's say I chose this design. Doesn't really matter. You can always come and change it any way you want. And this technique will work for most designs that Canva has. So what you're going to do is pick your design. Let's say I just want this one. And what's going to happen is you're going to come into elements. You're going to type in color palette, or if you have a color design in mind already that you want. So let's say you want green, purple, and orange. You can always come in and pick a specific one, or grab an image from the internet, download it, and bring it in. But what I'm gonna do, let's just stick with these colors. So I like these colors. I'm gonna make it smaller so that I can actually see my design. I'm gonna right click and go down to apply colors to page. Every time I do that, the words, the graphics, and the background are all going to change. The picture itself won't change because that is not part of Canva's design features, right? That's just an uploaded image. But I can come over here to apply colors to page again, and it will automatically change it to a different variation of these colors. And you can keep changing it to whichever color scheme that you like. This saves so much time because instead of going to each individual word or each individual paragraph and changing the color manually, you can change it right on the fly. So any color that can be changed will be changed with this theme, and it really is as simple as that. The third technique I'm going to show you is how to blend words into images seamlessly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up, let's just say France, and I can really choose just about any photo. I could choose a video, but your videos would have to line up with each other. I could do it that way though. The timing and the particulars would just have to be a little bit more precise. But what I can do is I can pull up this picture of the Eiffel Tower. I'm going to set the image as the background, and then I'm going to come into elements and just type in the word letters. And when I do that, I'm gonna go back to frames. I'm gonna spell out whatever word I want. In this case, I'll just spell out the word France. They don't know how to spell. Where is the R? They were doing so well too. There's the R. A-N-C-E. I can put these in any which way I want as long as it spells out the word France. So if I wanted to do, E here, and then the C, and then the N, right? You can make it however you want. It really doesn't matter because it's going to blend in with the background no matter what. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to just spell out the word straight across. Okay, get it relatively the same size, and then I'm going to show you a technique on how to actually put them all together and make them all look nice. And now that I spelled the word out in the way that I want it, I can highlight all of this, and when I right click on it, I'm going to go to space evenly and tidy up. And what that's going to do is align all of the words so that they are an equal length apart and they are in line with each other. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to elements and use that picture that I just had and go drop it into the F in France. I'm going to double click, and when I double click, it's going to show me the whole image. I'm going to resize it and line it up with the picture itself. I'm going to line it up as best as I can. The more perfect you line it up, the better this is going to look. I'm going to do that with all 6 letters, and this is how it should look. You'll notice that you can barely see the letters, and the point of that is because it's lined up so well. Because you can see the N is a little bit messed up, so I could go back and fix it so that it's properly lined up. But the goal is so that you can't see the letters until you go back to elements and choose a background. You go back to elements and you choose a black background. So what you can do, you can choose anything if you want it to be a shape, or just choose the background, and you're going to expand it to the size of your canvas, right click, and then you're going to change the position so that you can see the image in the background, but so that your letters line up perfectly. And let me change the N so that it lines up much better. So the N is definitely the one that you want to get. Out of all of these, want to get pretty accurate. And I can edit my background and adjust it so that it does let the letters pop out a little bit more. So I can go to brightness, maybe bring the brightness down or up, or adjust it however I need so that the letters pop out. And there you have it. Like I said, you can also do this with a video. But with a video, you just got to make sure that your timings are all set up and that everything lines up pretty perfectly, because a video has a lot of moving parts, where if there's any kind of building or anything just like the N, it'll be compounded if it's off center even a little bit. The last trick I'm going to show you is how to match your movements throughout your presentation to go from one slide to the next very seamlessly. So I can go to frames and I can look up the ones that I want, or I can simply just type in quarter circle, and I can do 4 of these, or I can try to find out 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'm going to place them in their appropriate spots. And now what I can do is I can just drag in my 4 seasons. So I can go summer, because I wish summer was first all the time. So I can drag in my summer and just click it right into the page. If I didn't like this picture specifically or wanted to adjust it, I can always do that by double clicking. And now I'm gonna go to fall and just drag in whichever picture that I like. So I can just use this one, click it, set the image as the background, and there you have it. I can always edit this picture so that it lets the foreground pop out a little bit more, right? Kind of like that. I can always adjust these 4 pictures so that they also pop out a lot more, right? I can auto adjust it, or I can adjust it manually if you're better at that than I am. Now we have our 4 seasons for the most part. We're going to pretend that this is summer and this is spring, and I'm going to do that 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now from here, I can choose which one I want to start with, right? So since I did summer first, I'm just going to start in the top left quadrant. I'm going to bring it up, and now I can add a text graphic. I'm just going to add a text box, and I'll just type in summer. You can always type in a whole paragraph for whatever project that you're doing this for. I'm going to drag summer over here. I'm going to change the color palette to beach color. So let's do this color. Kind of reminds me of the sand a little bit, and it kind of pops out. Actually, I'm going to make it a little bit brighter so it pops out even more. I can go to effects, and I can add any one of these. I like to add an outline to most of my words. I'm going to add a white outline, just so that it really does pop a little bit more. And I could change the font. I kind of like this font. I use Anton or Impact a lot too. Chewy's been a good one that I've been using a lot recently also. Actually, I'm just gonna copy this and paste it. That way it's the same formatting, and I can bring it over here and type in spring. You can type in whatever you want, obviously. Now I'm gonna come over here, pop this one out, and type in fall, pull it down. Now I can change the color of this because it blends into the background, but I'm just gonna leave it because it looks cool. And then I go to my last slide. I'm going to type in winter and pop this out. And now to pull it all together, I'm gonna come to this slide and click in the middle of the slides and click add transition. And what that's gonna do is going to bring me to all of these options, and it'll show you the preview of what you can do. You can choose any one of these, but the one that makes it seamless is match and move. So I'm gonna click match and move. I can change the duration, I kind of like the half second rather. I'm gonna come in here in the middle of these, click the same thing, click match and move, leave it at half a second, click in here, and do it for all 5 slides. So now what happens is when I come in to present, I have my season, all 4 seasons. I come in, summer, spring, fall, and winter, and my slides go in and out automatically as well. And my quarter of the pie goes in and out automatically as well to match up. You can customize it, you can adjust it as you see fit. You can always change the duration of it. And with everything on Canva, if you right click and go show element timing, you can see that this actually pops up during their transition and then goes to the end. But if you want it to pop up as you're bringing up the slide, you can adjust this as you see fit. If you like this video and want to see more, make sure you subscribe and hit that like button. If there's anything else that you want me to show you on Canva that you don't know how to do, let me know in the comments down below. Otherwise, I'll catch you next time.